Hey everybody, so I'm watching or I'm editing currently the vlog 2, and I realized that I didn't actually give you kind of an intro of what the hell we were doing. So I am about to drive to Dartmoor, which is in Devon. It's about an hour and a half drive from Truro, which is where I live. And there we are going to do a bit of a location scout. I have a list. I'll share the list if I can. It's not a thorough list, but it just gives you a top level understanding of what we're looking for when we're actually going out there and looking at these locations and determining whether or not they are good for the shoot, what things we might need to be, what we might need to consider, that sort of stuff. Anyways, I hope you enjoy it. I am now going to go theoretically into the car and drive up to Dartmoor. Just got back into the car. The wind was a little bit relentless out there. The location looks amazing. Yeah, it's perfect for the tone and the style that we're looking for. Just going down my checklist of things that you do with a location scout. Like normally with a location scout, you'd actually have all your head of departments that would come and they would do their checks and they would have their own independent checklists, which would be very specific to their needs. Whereas here we're making a short film where we're making it and we're doing all the head of departments. So you've got to put the hat on to be like, okay, let's just think about this from a logistic perspective. Questions to ask is, does the location match the story's tone and vision? Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be in the US. I actually watched Yellowstone yesterday and I took some pictures of some of the terrain and the actual locations they were using, and you could pass this off for that, I think. Are there interesting features? It's pretty barren, but I think that's actually its charm. It's quite cool. Is there variety for multiple angles? I mean, definitely. I mean, hell, if you had a drone here, you'd really show the distance and vastness of this place. There's obviously areas that you can go and trek and get some really nice wide shots, which is pretty cool. In terms of lighting, I'm very, very fortunate. Turned up to the location and the weather was looking a bit dodgy as I was driving up, but the sun's come out as I got here, and with a bit of cloud, so it's quite nice to see. If we needed lighting, obviously we'd have to use LEDs and battery operated lighting, because we would know better, and we wouldn't be able to have a generator here and we wouldn't be able to have any cables running and stuff, so we'd have to use portable lighting. In terms of noise level, it's just the elements that are the thing, but if Chris is doing the sound, I'm pretty confident he's good, so it wouldn't be an issue for us. Logistics, parking wise, there's literally like a bunch of cars right next door to me, and I think if we got here early enough we'd be okay. Access it's pretty much a one-way track. In my car I was a bit like, oh, am I going to get stuck? But fortunately I'm pointing in the right direction now, so I know I can get home at least. In terms of shelter, there's none, so we'd have to make sure our cars are close by, so that if it rains too heavily or something happens, then at least we can come to sort that out. Power sources, there's none of that here at all. Bathrooms nearby, like I said, there's a Whiteworks just down the hill there, that basically says you can hire it for training, so that could be an opportunity, that could be a base. Food, coffee shops nearby, there's nowhere directly close by. There is a town called Princetown, which is probably about 3 miles away from this location, that had pubs and shops and stuff, so that could work if we needed to. Permissions, I think this is National Trust, I believe. Yeah, if we were shooting here for maybe an hour I wouldn't be too worried, but seeing as we're probably going to be needing the full day, yeah, depends on how active they are on a Sunday, if that makes sense. To see, I don't think we'd be able to get permission. I don't think anyone, unless we have lots of money, but we don't. We're trying to shoot this on no budget, essentially. As you're driving around to the location, make mental notes of important things like this. Or as you're getting there's going to be things on the way that you'll go, oh, there's the nearest hospital. Wildlife and environmental hazards, that's a big one. Like, there are sheep around and there's horses around that are all just free to roam. I don't think they would harm us, but we got no worries about anything too vicious. I say that. practical considerations, and this is where my brain kind of goes into a bit of overdrive sometimes, but weather contingency plans, this is a long way to come to find that the weather's not that great, and then you're kind of stuffed. You've wasted the day, people have given you their time to shoot that one day, and you know, it's pouring down rain, or you know, there's some sort of storm that's happening, and if there's a storm here, you wouldn't want to be in the middle of this. Does it need set dressing? I mean, where you would park the car, I don't know where you would do that. Where, for example, Tim's character's on the side of the road with the car, you couldn't do that. There's a few little bit laybys, but you need to leave access, because there's not been many cars, but there's been 2 or 3 cars that have passed me since I've been here at the location, so we wouldn't be able to block them, because if we block that, then no one can get out. Creative questions to ask yourself, especially as a director. Does the location elevate the scene emotionally? I mean, as I say, it's picturesque, it's beautiful. I mean, it's Dartmoor. It is absolutely gorgeous. Funny enough, now that the sun's gone in, the cloud cover's kind of come over, it's looking a bit flatter, if that makes sense. Yeah, if it's a grey, dull day, it's going to look a bit pants. The only concern I have really is logistics. The access, the remoteness of it, and how far it is away from a lot of that are going to be making this film. It's quite far away, so with that in mind, I'd be tempted to kind of say that it's a big risk for a one-day shoot. If we had 2 days here, maybe, you know, a different scenario. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go back to the guys and just give them an update, talk about the risks. Like I say, in terms of location, it's great, but there is a big risk for doing this in one day. That's my thought. There we go. Right, I'm now going to go get that shot that I was literally just talking about, and I'm going to head home. An hour and a half back down south to home. Hey dog! So I'm just editing the video from today, and I wanted to wrap up essentially what I'll be doing for the rest of the team. I have my iPad and the maps for it. What I'm going to do is do screen grabs and marking that up, writing down a report, sending that over to the guys so that they can have a look, and then we can make a bit of a decision then as to whether we want to pursue that location or if we want to look at other locations. But all in all, good day, long day, but still good fun. Anyway, see you in the next one.